Salve, and welcome. Today we are in John chapter 2, verse 11, just about to finish off this paragraph. Let's go ahead and take a look at our rubric. This is everything we're looking for as we go through this text. And here is the Latin. Hoc fecit inditium signorum Iesus in Cana Galileae, et manifestavit gloriam suam et crederunt in eum discipuli eius. And that's as far as we're going to make it today. Very first we come across is a demonstrative. We don't care about demonstratives. We want verbs, so we move on to fake it. Fake it here has an IT as the ending, so we know verb, which is nice. IT is going to be a third person singular ending. This E tells us that the tense of this verb, facio, facere, feci, factum, is perfect. So that's quite clear. Singular, perfect, active, and indicative. Now we know that we want a singular subject, so we take a look ahead. Initium, this could in fact be the subject. I believe it is neuter, but we need to check further ahead to make sure. Sorry, my brain stalled out there for a moment. That's the wrong case. Jesus, US right there, clearly nominative singular, and that would make sense in the sense that this entire previous passage has been about him. So Jesus is probably our subject. That's how we're going to treat him. No need to parse it. Be did or made. Now we want a direct object, which is the second option for initium. It could be accusative singular in addition to nominative singular neuter. Hoc here appears to be matching initium in its case. Now, this could technically be a ablative singular, which would then mean that with this, by this, something along those lines would be intended, and that doesn't really seem to fit the context of what came before very well. So I'm going to treat it as pointing out initium, as accusative, singular, neuter. I do need the C's in Latin. He did this, and initium means beginning. Now, I believe most English translations translate the Greek here as first, but we can't do that because initium, at least as far as I understand it, does not really ever mean first. Let that go off over here. Signorum here has not omicron, O-R-U-M, which is a genitive plural form. And now I don't remember if this is neuter or masculine. Signum or cygnus? Cygnus sounds too much like the bird in the sky. Signum sounds right. I'm going to bet on neuter, and I will put a note in the video if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Signs. Of signs. Oops, forgot to write Jesus down. Okay, in Cana, Galileae, I right there is the wrong case to be the object of in, so Cana has to be it. And since Cana does not decline, we can't tell for certain what case it is. Instead, we just have to go on context. Since this is not a verb of motion, then ablative of placeware appears to be the best option. Galileae, AE right there is going to be a genitive or dative singular, or technically nominative plural. However, since the conjunction that comes after it, and we've already got our subject, nominative plural doesn't make any sense. Dative, technically it could. Jesus made this beginning of signs for Galilee. No, it's going to be genitive. And feminine. Of Galilee. And first clause is done. We can move on. Here is our verb. That's nice. Manifestavit. This V here is very nice. It tells us that this is not going to be the first principal part of the verb, but instead is going to be the third principal part of the verb. So IT then has to be the perfect ending, third person singular. And it is active, otherwise it'd be the fourth principal part. And it is indicative. And this means showed or revealed. Manifested. Normally, language teachers don't want you to use the cognate. I'm going to use it. And now I'm supposed to hate myself, I think. Anyway, he, capitalized, gloriam suam, so we've got am right there and am right there, so it seems that suam is modifying gloriam. They go together. 2 commas. Oops. And that's not going to be masculine. It's going to be feminine. There we go. His own glory. Capitalized. End of clause. Et and. Crediderunt. Erunt here is clearly our ending, along with the duplication here of credo. That's, with the U, we know this is going to be perfect. Third plural. Perfect tense. Active and indicative. They, who are they? Why, discipuli. Long I there tells us nominative plural masculine. I can write some days, but apparently not today. Believed in eum. Now, normally I would not expect to see a prepositional phrase with credo. However, this is a translation from Greek, and the word pisteuo in Greek does want the prepositional phrase with ace for the thing believed in. So it makes sense that our translator here would use another prepositional phrase to very closely follow the Greek, though honestly our translator hasn't always done the best job of that. Not that I would do any better. In eum is going to be accusative, singular, masculine from is, id, our demonstrative. Eius is going to be the second line of this, is id, eius, 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 ei, and so on and so forth. So this makes this genitive singular, and we can't tell the gender just from looking at it from all, because all 3 of them use it. However, the only logical option is eum, and eum, of course, refers back to Jesus. And that finishes off verse 11. Now we get to take a look at it in its own context. Jesus did or made this beginning of signs in Cana of Galilee, and he manifested his own glory, and his disciples believed in him. And there we go, that's verse 11. Now we want to take a look at it from verse, in the context since verse 1, beginning of this paragraph. And on 3rd day, wedding happened in Cana of Galilee, and mother of Jesus was there. But Jesus also was called, and his disciples, to wedding. Since wine failed, mother of Jesus says to him, they do not have wine. And Jesus says to her, what is it to me and to you, woman? My hour is not yet come. His mother says to ministers or helpers, whatever he will or should say to you, now I don't remember which 2, oh, perfect. He should say to you, do. But there were 6 stone water jars positioned for the sake of purification of Jews, each holding 2 or 3 measures. Jesus says to them, fill water jars with water, and they filled them up to top. And Jesus says to them, draw now and carry to chief steward. And they carried. But just as Toastmaster drank or tasted water, having become wine, and was not knowing, or emphatically, did not know from where it might be, but the helpers were knowing who had drawn out water. Toastmaster calls groom and says to him, every man first places good wine, and when they are inebriated, then it which is inferior. But you have kept good wine until now. Jesus did or made this beginning of signs in Cana of Galilee, and he manifested his own glory, and his disciples believed in him. And there we go. That is the entirety of that context. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you. and I hope you have a very good day. Wale.
Not asleep yet? That's okay. I've got tons of other equally sleep-inducing videos for you to watch. Check them out.